Greetings, this is Edward from Ojambo.com. Ojambo.com has an article about flipping images using JavaScript. The link is ojambo.com/JavaScript flip-images. As usual, so the code is available at ojambo.com. We're going to be using Inkscape to create some images and then Gimp to make them web applicable. That means small size with decent quality, and we're going to use an array as well. So for Inkscape, we're going to use the Jersey Ink plugin to save layers as images, and then Gimp save for web. And I'm going to be using Guinea as my text editor. You can follow along any text editors you want. I reviewed lightweight programming editors. You can pick several of them. Okay, if you require mobile applications, visit ojamboservices.com, Android, iPhone, BlackBerry, and more. From websites to games or tutorials, that is ojamboservices.com, located in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Okay, let's begin. I have Inkscape here. I'm going to change the document properties. I'm going to make this one 320 pixels for the width and 50 pixels for the height. Next, I'll zoom in to the canvas. Then I'll take the text tool and create ojambo.com. Then I'll just resize it to fit the canvas. That looks good. Just the handlebars there. Okay, I'll change this color to red. Then I'll bring up the layers and I'll rename the current layer to ojambo.com_red. So this is very important because the name will be used as the layer name will be used as the name of the file. Then I'll just duplicate it and I'll change this one to yellow. Select the object and change it to yellow color. This part is not necessary. I'm just doing this so that you can see how fast and efficient you can use Inkscape. And the last part, I'll make this one green. And then I'll select the object and make it green. Then I'm going to save the document. As you can see, the green, yellow, and red do work. Then I'll go and save the entire document as an SVG file, which is a native file of Inkscape. And I'll just call it JavaScript flip images. Okay, now I can go to File, Save a Copy. I'm going to select the path I want and make sure I choose the Jersey Ink zipped PDF or PNG. Then I'll choose as a PNG file. Default settings are fine. Now we're finished with Inkscape, so I'm going to minimize this window. I'm going to open up the file manager, and as you can see, I just extract here. I'm going to extract the 3 files. See, the name is the same as we used for the layers. Then I'm going to, you can see how large the file sizes are. Well, relatively. So I'll select all of them and I'll open them up in Gimp. Once they open up in Gimp, I will individually go and make them smaller, say save for web. And by default, save for the web, GIF file does not, JPEG does not have transparency. It's kind of huge. I like the ping for this tutorial, so I'll just use the same. I'll just override the files because I already have a zip. They have the originals in the zip file, so I can override them. There's no need to create a new name. Then I will do the same for the yellow one. Okay, and finally I'll do the same for the green one. Now pay attention to the names of the files, because I will not be going back to the file manager. I'll just be from memory, but it's pretty easy. Just ojambo.com underscore and the name of the color. Okay, so we're done with Gimp. So I'll minimize Gimp and I'll open up. As you can see now, the file sizes are very small in the file browser. So what I'll do next is I'll open up Guinea, create a new project. I'll call it just Ojambo JavaScript flip images. I'll change the base path to the path where the images are saved. And then I'll create a new HTML5 template. We don't need, I'll save it first. Same thing, just Ojambo underscore flip underscore, JavaScript underscore flip underscore images. Okay, next I will delete, we don't need the style sheets. We're not using an external JavaScript file, so that's fine. And we don't need those divs. We just need one div for the image. Okay, then I'll zoom in here so make it a little bit easier for you guys to read. Then we'll create the onload method. So that means every time this page is refreshed, the flip images function runs. Make some global variables. First variable is going to be image pics. That's going to be our array. So if you remember the names of the files, it's ojambo.com underscore green.ping. Next one is the same, ojambo.com underscore yellow.png. And finally, ojambo.com underscore red.png. Next, what we'll do is we'll create an image counter. We'll start with -1 because we're going to be incrementing. So the first one will be 0. If you remember, in computers, you start at 0, you don't start at 1. Now the actual function that does all the magic, flipping magic, we'll just create flip images. And first thing we need to get the DOM, the parent DOM, which will be the image in the div. Next, we need to increment our counter, so they're just short format, ++. Next, we detect if it's the last image, because remember, this is going to be looping all over, so when it gets to the last one, we don't want the counter to keep on incrementing, so we need to reset it. Make it 0. Then after that, we will change the DOM children, if you will, or just inside the parent. So what we'll do is we create an image tag, and to grab the value from the array index. And alternatively, if it can't find the images, it will just print out a message called visit ojambo.com. We want the function to keep on running every 3 seconds, so we have to convert that to milliseconds, which is basically just 3000. We use set timeout, so it means it will wait for 3 seconds before it runs the method again. So after that, I can just go and click the run button. It should open up in the browser. There we go. Just wait a few seconds. It's changed from green to yellow, then to red. I hope you find this information useful. The tutorial can be found at ojambo.com. Please visit and leave feedback.